Good morning, Sanctuary family. Happy week 2 of 21 days of prayer and fasting. I love the vision for this year, Connect, the vision that God gave Pastor. I'm so excited to see what God does through that if we intentionally do the connect to God, connect to the church, and connect to others. And as you kind of dig into each of these pieces, you see that they're all connected anyway. But I love the intentionality of us kind of focusing on each one of these pieces over the next 3 weeks. And today I get the opportunity of talking about connecting to the church. And I'm just going to share my testimony and kind of be honest and real with you all. And hopefully it helps somebody, inspires somebody. It does some good out there for somebody. I wasn't raised in the apostolic faith. In fact, I didn't come to it or understand who God was or understand the apostolic message until I was a teenager. I was raised Baptist, and my mom married a backslidden Pentecost about whenever I was 12, and we started going to an apostolic church. Had no idea what was going on, had no idea the beliefs, none of the things. It was a lot to take in and a lot to process. But I was thankful for that experience. And I think if I look back over my life, I see that being connected to a church like that is what kept me in my first part of me getting connected to God. And during that time, I realized, and as I'm processing and looking back, that I had the opportunity to be raised in an Acts 2:42 type of church. And when I say that, Acts 2:42, it says in these scriptures, it says, all the believers devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship and to sharing meals, including the Lord's Supper and to prayer. And a deep sense of awe came over them all, and the apostles performed many miraculous signs and wonders. And so what it's saying is that the people, this church, this group of people devoted themselves to apostolic teaching and to fellowship, connecting with one another, connecting to the church, connecting to what needed to be done. And they loved sharing meals and loved fellowshipping and in prayer. And dare I say, maybe all that could be together as serving, because it talks about when they met together in one place, they shared everything they had. They were serving one another, no matter what needed to be done. And when they did that, it says that all while praising God and enjoying the goodwill of all the people, and each day the Lord added to their fellowship those who were being saved. I believe that's the type of church that I was raised in, and that's the type of church that helped me establish my relationship with God and kept me some as well. I remember whenever I was younger, pastor would call and say, hey, we're going to do a work night. Everybody showed up to do it. Pastor would say, hey, we're going to do this whole new thing where we're going to serve the community and we're going to give them cans of food. We had so many cans at the church, we didn't even know what to do with them. Hey, guess what? We're going to get together this Saturday and we're going to go on a prayer walk around the town, and we're going to pray over all of the churches in the community that God's apostolic message would be delivered there. The truth would be revealed. Everybody would show up and go do it. Everyone loved being together. Everyone loved connecting to the church. Everyone loved serving one another and serving the church, no matter what. And that love that was like intertwined, you could just feel it through all the people, and just the love of serving and being connected to the church. They just loved the church 100%. Created a safe space for me to belong. I was a young person. I was 13. I had millions of questions. I still have millions of questions all the time. But at 13, I had millions and millions of questions, and that church created a safe place for me to belong, jump in and serve, and then kind of figure it out as I was going along. When I didn't understand a whole lot of it, the people that I was connected to in the church, they helped me understand it. They helped me come along. It was kind of like disciples making disciples, And through that, my connection to the church created stability in my life, created stability in my walk with God. And sometimes I feel like when I was a teenager and all the things are flying about, you have no idea what's going on. You have so many questions. You're questioning your faith. You're questioning this newness, all of these things. I feel like being connected to the church, a church that I loved, that was fun, that was full of joy, that was full of opportunity to serve wherever, and everyone just loved being together. I feel like that connection, that place, was the only thing that kept me in certain situations that happened. And honestly, it's the thing that connected me to God even more, which makes sense because in Colossians 1:18, it says Christ is also the head of the church, which is his body. So if the church is connected to God, then I know that if I'm connected to the church, I'm also connected to God. So that was always a comfort for me. That was something that helped establish it even more. And it just makes sense. But I was so thankful that I was raised in a church that was connected to one another, connected to the church, connected to the vision that pastor had, connected to the joy that came from serving in the church. I was so thankful for that, and that was part of my foundation and a part of who I am today. And I'm just so thankful that God gave me that opportunity that makes me, that pushes me, that inspires me, that makes me want to be that church for somebody else. Because there might be somebody new that comes through the doors and they might be having all of these questions and they don't understand it all, but they want to connect to somebody, connect to the church that is joyous, that connects to the church that loves to serve, that connects to the church that loves God. And then if they can connect to the church, I know that their relationship with God will deepen and be a stronger connection than ever before. Because God didn't create us to be silos, to be the only one on the island. He created us to be together and to connect together. So hopefully my testimony today shares or inspires you a little bit, but let's strive to be an Acts 2:42 church, where we devote ourselves to apostolic teaching and in fellowship and sharing meals and in prayer and in serving one another, being connected to the church and being like, you know what, Lord, I have time, I have talent, I have treasures. I'm willing to give them to you. Tell me how to use them for the church. I want to connect to the church. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching all of this and hearing my heart, sharing my testimony and something that was really close to my heart or really deep for me. I hope it blesses you today. And I can't wait to see you guys at prayer tonight. It's going to be an amazing time.